Sam reveals the plot of the final episode of Outlander. The unexpected love story will shock fans. A letter from Caledonia. In a private interview with Real Truth UK, Sam Heughan, the actor who plays Jamie Fraser in the Outlander series, left the entire cast and crew speechless when he suddenly announced, "The finale of Outlander will not only end a story, but will open up an untold truth about love, and I'm sure none of you are ready for it." The interviewer was confused and asked, "You mean, there will be a big twist?" Sam nodded slightly, took a sip of Scottish tea, then looked straight into the camera. "I've kept this secret for almost 2 years. But I can't keep quiet any longer. If the fans have been with us through time, through heartbreak, war, magic and heartbreak, they deserve to know the truth before it airs." The entire cast paused. No one cuts. No one interrupts. Sam slowly opens a thick envelope and takes out a printout, with a handwritten title in black ink. Episode 10 Sassenach, The Last Word. The plot is hidden. According to Sam, the final episode of the final season, which was filmed in secret on remote locations on the Isle of Skye and in Canada, is not simply the end of Claire and Jamie as fans had hoped. It is a complete emotional reversal. Claire didn't die. Jamie didn't disappear, but their lives took a turn that I never expected. The story begins with an imagined death, Claire's, after a fever in the post-war jungle. Jamie, heartbroken, returns to Lallybroch alone. But then, a portal opens in time, not through the Cray Na Dun stone, but through a forgotten scroll of Frank Randall's manuscript. Sam reads a line from the script, "I thought you belonged to this time, Claire. But it turns out, you never really left your own time." New character, substitute our destiny. At the end, viewers thought the story ended with Jamie sitting alone, holding his wedding ring. But then, a completely new character appeared, a woman, dark-haired, wearing a modern leather jacket, standing in the middle of the windy hills, calling Jamie by her old Gaelic name. That woman is Isla MacLeod, Claire's descendant, from the future. Sam reveals, Isla is not just a descendant. She is the reincarnated spirit of Claire, trapped in a time loop rewritten by Frank Randall himself before he died. In a shocking scene, Jamie must choose between returning to the 1700s to live with Isla, who has Claire's soul, or going through a stone portal to live his final life, in the future, as a normal person. The shocking choice. Sam Heughan paused for a few seconds before continuing to describe the climax of the final episode. All eyes in the room were on the manuscript that was shaking slightly in his hands. That scene, where Jamie stands between the two time portals, was the hardest scene I've ever done in my entire career, Sam said, slowing his voice. It wasn't just a story decision. It was the end of a wandering soul who had lived through more than 3 centuries of love and loss. In the scene, Isla MacLeod, Claire's descendant and reincarnation, stood in the middle of a wild highland forest where a mysterious stone had been discovered. She took Jamie's hand and handed him a letter, written in Claire's handwriting. "If you're reading this, it means you've come to the end of the road. Jamie, we always think of love as a destination, but it turns out, it's a cycle. Each time we loop, we meet again, in different forms, in different times, but still us." Jamie looked at Isla, the young girl, her eyes exactly like Claire's in the 1940s, and his hands shook. "I lost you once, Claire," Jamie whispered, "I can't bear it twice." A stone portal lit up behind Isla. And at the same time, Roger appeared, carrying a time machine, the last prototype that Frank Randall had ever built but never dared to use. Roger explained that if Jamie walked through it, he would no longer be Jamie Fraser. His memories, his love, all would fade away, to begin a completely different life. You won't remember Claire, you won't remember Scotland, the war, or your dreams. But you will live a normal life with Isla, who will love you like you've never loved anyone before. The Forgotten Letters. Midway through the episode, viewers are taken to an old drawer in the Lallybroch warehouse, where Fergus, now old, finds a small wooden box. Inside are dozens of letters, written by Claire in different eras, addressed to Jamie, but never sent. They were hidden by Frank Randall himself, who knew that if Claire saw them, she would never be able to break free from the emotional loop between time dimensions. One of the letters, written in black ink, in bold handwriting, read, "Jamie, if one day you have to choose between life and memories, choose life. Because memories are mine, but life is yours." The audience broke down. Claire, the one who fought to keep Jamie, was now the one who was willing to let him go. Sam paused as he read this part of the interview. His eyes were moist. "I never thought I would cry when I was doing a final scene. But when I shot the scene where Jamie burns those letters in the wind, I knew I wasn't just saying goodbye to the character, I was saying goodbye to a part of myself." Quote,